Hello and welcome to the workout. I am Holly Perkins and today I have for you full body strength circuits. This is my personal favorite. I absolutely love this workout. We're going to be combining a series of 5 exercises together in a circuit. The first circuit is going to be legs, back, and chest. And then we're going to do a second circuit of 5 exercises. I lied, 6 exercises, legs, shoulders, and arms. So it is a full body strength workout broken between 2 circuits. Your job is to count out 12 repetitions. Please promise me that you're counting your reps, because on some of these exercises, which are unilateral, like a Bulgarian split squat, I want to make sure that you stay even on each side, and I might not count accurately. Your job is to count out 12 repetitions using a weight load, where the last 2 repetitions are truly hard. If you get to the end of a set of 12 reps and you're like, Holly Perkins, this workout isn't hard enough, that is on you. That is your cue to get yourself some heavier dumbbells, a harder resistance band, or just to work harder. In general, you're going to need a handled resistance band, some dumbbells, and a surface that you can step onto. We'll have some other exercises using the exercise bench, but you could do them on the floor. You could use a chair, a step, a staircase, a dining room chair, whatever may work, but an exercise bench, of course, is always best if you can. Let's get it started. Feet separated, soften your knees, super important, draw them through your tummy. Let's take a big inhale up, stretching up. Don't just inhale, exhale it out. Let's do that again. I want you to actually stretch your shoulders up to the sky, up, 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 up. Exhale it out and make sure you're breathing. One more time, inhale up, reach your shoulders up, 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 up. Exhale it out with your feet separated. Let's go into some spinal rotation. Let your arms just flow, let them go. As you rotate around, I want you to very conscientiously activate and clamp down on your glute of the leg that you're turning away from, okay? So if you're mirroring me right now, it would be your right glute, your left glute. Super important, because what that does is it creates a foundation for your pelvis. It anchors your pelvis so that your spine can move a bit more safely. But I love this exercise. It feels so good on the lower back. It releases some stickiness through the hips, the spine, the upper shoulder cage, and it just feels good to get us moving. Let's do one more and relax. Take your feet about shoulder width distance apart, bend your knees, bring your hands onto your thighs here. What I want you to do is you're gonna take a series of inhales and exhales, Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna exhale all of our air out, and then we're gonna draw in by sucking up inward in your lower abdomen for an abdominal vacuum. Right now, release your belly, take a deep inhale, exhale it out. Do that again, take a deep inhale, exhale it out. Draw in, suck in, and vacuum your abdomen. You're gonna have to hold your breath while you do it, drawing in, activating the muscles of your abdomen, holding your breath, and exhale and relax. Take a deep inhale, exhale. Again, deep inhale, exhale, expel all your air, vacuum. Holding your breath, drawing in. It's impossible for me to talk and hold my breath, you guys. And relax, take a deep inhale, exhale it out, and come on up. Great exercise to get the deep abdominal muscles really firing. Feet together, knees bent. Bring your weight over onto your right leg. Keep the knee bent. Stabilize in your balance. If you need something to stabilize you for balance, please use it. If you are unstable just standing like this, stay here. Your job is to try and maintain your balance. Hold your balance. If this is easy for you, let's look around the space. This is an exercise I do all the time. It's one of the best exercises you can do to prepare your body for the workout. It's warming up and activating everything from your foot all the way to your core. It's such a good exercise to get the foot, the ankle, the arches, the knee, the glute medius, your core, really firing for the workout. Your job is to look around so that you throw your balance off. You want to throw your balance off so that you have to catch and grab and try to stabilize your own balance. Looking around, I realize it could look a little silly if you're just sitting there behind your desk watching me, but I promise you this is an incredible exercise. You're gonna feel that glute medius firing and warming up. You might get a little warming or burning in your lower leg, and relax. Same thing on the other side. If you learn nothing else from me, learn to incorporate this movement every single week. It's so important for foot health, knee health. It's incredible for improving your balance so that you're more stable in everything that you do, provided you keep your knee bent, standing knee bent. You're gonna be firing up all of the muscles of your thigh, your hip, your lower leg, your foot. So good. And again, if your balance is good, look way up, look behind you, move your chin, but also move your eyeballs in space as you look around. And that's gonna make it a whole lot harder. Make sure you keep this knee bent, your standing knee is bent, and you're intentionally trying to stabilize when your balance gets thrown off. And relax. Bring your feet together. I want you to take your arms up over your head, bend both knees, and we're just gonna drop back, step forward, and we're just gonna come into a very controlled, deliberate, kind of slow reverse lunge. We're just going through a few moves here to get you ready for the workout. Someone might call it a warm-up. It's technically not really a warm-up. The goal of this movement here is to get your joints open, warm up your muscles, get them firing, begin to bring a little bit of load to your muscles so that when we get into the workout, you're able to jump into your first set and have it be effective because your body is already prepared. Draw in through your abdomen, incorporating that vacuuming exercise that we used at the very beginning, and just getting those legs warmed up. And we're gonna do one more. Now, I want you to step back and stop. Step back and stop. Knee on the ground. From here, turn towards your leg that's in front. Bring your back hand to your heel. Reach up, hold, and enjoy. The world's greatest stretch ever. I absolutely love this one. It's so good. Lifting up, opening up the hip, flexing out that back foot. From here, release. I want you to step back forward. Other leg comes back to stop. Turn towards the leg in front, back hand to the heel, and enjoy that stretch. Make sure you're lifting up, a little bit of a lean back if you like. Definitely keeping that back foot tucked. Opening up the hip flexor here, but also activating quadratus lumborum, which is a muscle in your back associated with your core. That's that back muscle that tends to get kind of funky for some people during workouts. Let's do this again. Release, step up, other leg, one more time. Turn towards your front leg, back hand back. Oh, is that not the best? You get such a good flexion in the toes and the foot of that back leg. You get that hip flexor opening, you get some spinal rotation, rotation up through the shoulder girdle. It does everything. It's a one-stop shop for stretching. And relax, let's step forward again. One more on the other side. Reaching up, turn to the leg in front, back hand back, then reaching and lengthening. Just enjoy it. Ah, oh, so good. Letting that down leg hip get a stretch and get an opening. Release, let's step together, step up, take a big step out, take a look down at your feet, and make sure your feet are really and truly parallel to each other. Bend your knees, pop your hips back, keep an arch in your lower back, and I want you to come side to side, pushing your hips back. Really push your hips back. Move faster or slower here based on what feels good for you today. We're still preparing, so you can move at a slower pace. You can pause and hold if you need a little extra stretch here. Whatever works for you, but as this starts to fire up and feel a bit easier, you can make it deeper so that you're getting more activation of the glutes and the hamstrings on the bent leg, while you're simultaneously getting more of a stretch on the straight leg, inner thigh. So sit nice and deep. And depending on your flexibility, you can also keep this at a higher angle. You don't have to sit super deep if this is intense for you. Just make sure you're really pushing your hips back. Body weight on your heels, firing and pressing off the heel of that bent leg to get the glute and the hamstring going. And one more, and relax. Let's get into our first circuit. 6 exercises. I'll announce them quickly, then we'll jump in together. Band Romanian deadlift. Band is under both feet, and we are doing a Romanian deadlift with our band. Second exercise is a dumbbell single arm row using your surface, 12 on each arm. Third exercise on your bench or the floor is a dumbbell chest press. Feet can be up or down, here, 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 for 12 reps. If you're on the floor, do make sure that you're careful coming up and down to keep your body moving. Next exercise, bench step up, leading with one leg for 12, then the other leg, back on the bench for my favorite, as you know. Let me do it this way. Dumbbell pullover for back, dumbbell pullover, 12 repetitions. Last exercise is push-up on an incline. You can do it on the ground, but I prefer that you do it on an incline. A surface at this height or higher, basic push-up here. If you're doing a full military push-up on the ground, just make sure you've got perfect technique. Let's do it. We're gonna go through these 6 exercises, no rest in between, then we will rest 30 seconds and repeat this strength circuit. Band RDL. Band is under your arches, knees are soft, bend your knees, come into your starting position, which is a little bit of an arch in your lower back, choke down on your band so that you've got some tension, and here we go. Come up, squeeze the glutes. Knees are slightly bent, but you are moving your hips back in space. Hips back in space and maintaining a neutral, natural arch in your lower back. Listen up. Just yesterday, there was a headline on a major fitness-related news media source, whom emails I get, and they said one of the biggest mistakes is to not arch your back on an exercise like this, and I wanted to scream. No, that's not true. You want your natural, neutral curvature in your lower back. You don't want to be flat, you don't want to be rounded, you don't want to be overarched, but you do need a little bit of an arch. And relax. Dumbbell single arm row on your raised surface. Feet are stacked next to each other. Tummy in, natural arch in your lower back. Please pull your hand to your rib cage. If your dumbbell's a little light, give me a pause at the top here. Remember, this is a unilateral exercise, so I want you to make sure you're counting 12 here so that you get 12 on the other side as well. Abs drawn in, incorporate that abdominal vacuuming that we did at the very beginning. 12 reps, Switch sides. Keeping that core stable, neutral, natural curvature in your lower back. We don't want your back rounded. We don't want your back flat. We also don't want your back over-arched, which I can't do. Some of you can. We don't want you way over-arched, but we do want a little bit of an arch here. Pausing at the top if you need it. Pausing, pull your hand to your ribs, 12 reps, and then we've got dumbbell chest press next. You can do this on the floor if you want. If you're on the floor, knees are bent, feet are on the floor, and if you're on a bench, depending on your bench height, I actually like most women to have their feet up on the bench because most exercise benches are a little too high for women. If you're average size, 5'5", 5'6", or less, most exercise benches are gonna be too high for you. So you want your feet up on the bench, knees bent, pausing at the bottom. If this dumbbell is a little light for you, 12 reps. One more, and then I believe we've got step-ups on the bench next. Dumbbells at your chest. Hold on to those dumbbells. Slowly come up onto your feet. If you're on the floor, please lift your knees several times. We're gonna go into bench step-ups, leading with one leg. We've got 1 and 2 for 12. So it's left leg up, left leg down, left leg up, left leg down. This is my preferred bench step up because in some ways it mimics what you would do climbing a flight of stairs. There's lots of different bench step up exercises. I love them all, but this is just such a good foundational one to begin with. Leading with one leg, 12 reps, and then let's go to the other leg. Keeping your abs drawn in, vacuuming your tummy like we did at the beginning. You can have your dumbbells at your hips. I also love dumbbells at the shoulder, depending on which one feels more natural or more productive for you. There is a bit of a difference between where you're placing your dumbbells, but honestly, I think your body is gonna give you feedback in terms of which position is ideal for you. Back on the bench or the floor, single dumbbell, we've got a dumbbell pullover. Let me do it this way. You'll be able to see me a little bit better. Yeah. So again, just like I mentioned on that last exercise, if you're on the floor, obviously your knees are bent. And then if you're up on a bench, it really depends on how high the bench is in relation to your height, okay? A question I get all the time from women in my community is, how high should my bench be? And I always have to say, well, how tall are you? Because if you're 4'9", that's gonna be very different than if you're 5'9". And women really do range in all of those different heights. So your bench height is relative to your height. Keep your shoulders pressing towards your hips. 12 reps. You know I love this one. And you know I'll probably do too many. Oh gosh, there's about 5 exercises that I absolutely love that I could do all day long, and this is one of them. Last exercise, incline push-up. Yes, you can do your push-up on the floor. If you've been in my workout before, I prefer a bent knee push-up on the floor unless you know your military push-up is perfect. But I gotta tell you, 30 years of coaching humans, men included, not too many people have a perfect military push-up. So let's go for an incline, feet together. Here we go. 10 to 12, depending on your strength, your ability, your shoulder health, your back health, your core health, and the height of your surface. The lower your surface, you might want to do just 10. If you've got perfect technique on this exercise, 10 to 12 should be challenging for anyone. If you've got perfect, beautiful, perfect alignment, 10 to 12 push-ups is about all you need. That's our circuit. Take a short break. We're gonna do these 6 exercises again for a second circuit. Now, if you're more advanced, if you want a harder workout, you could do a 3rd circuit. Then we will move on to our next collection of 6 exercises. This current circuit is legs, back, and chest. Our second circuit of 6 exercises, legs, shoulders, and arms. I've got a good shoulder exercise. We have a good tricep exercise. Keep your feet moving, turn your music up, get some water, make sure you're wearing athletic shoes, even if you're working out at home. And let's go back through the same circuit again. Band RDL. If you've got a barbell at home, go ahead and grab your barbell for this exercise. You can do it with dumbbells as well. I just love a band RDL. Every now and then, it's just so great for variety. Bend your knees, come forward. Make sure you've got equal resistance on the 2 sides of the band, and you do want to choke up. Here we go. Squeeze your glutes, hips back. Squeeze your glutes, hips back. When those hips go back, you are going to get a bit of an arch in your lower back. In my experience, which is vast, 30 years of coaching women, about 10% of the female population has an overarched lower back. 90% of the population has a very under-arched lower back, which is me. If that's you, you have to be extra cautious to make sure that you're giving your spine curvature at the bottom, right there. One more, dumbbell single arm row on the bench. If that last set was easy for you, grab a heavier dumbbell, 12 on each side. Feet, I like feet stacked and symmetric. Bend your knees. This is a bit of an RDL right here, and then pull that dumbbell to your rib cage. So at the top, I personally like the positioning where your palm is facing your rib cage. You can also pull the hand a little lower towards your hip. In my experience, again, on this exercise, I find it a bit more productive for that elbow to go straight up so that the hand is ending right by the rib cage. Tummy drawn in. Let's include that vacuum from the beginning. If you're limited by your dumbbells at home, add a pause. Pause. If your dumbbell is too light and you don't have a heavier dumbbell, give me a pause. 12 reps, both sides. Even though this is an upper body back exercise, the alignment of your body, your lower body, does matter. So, knees are bent. Take a look at your feet. Are they symmetric? Or is one forward more? Is one turned to open more? Is one rolled out more? Everything in your body should be so symmetric for every single exercise so that we can reduce those asymmetries, so that we can make your weaknesses stronger and your strengths neutralized. 12 reps here. One more. And then we've got dumbbell chest press on the bench. Same dumbbells or heavier, whichever works for you. Knees bent, feet flat, shoulders towards your hips. Push your shoulders down. Elbows are below your shoulder girdle. So when you come out to the side here, your elbows in relation to your body are below your shoulders, heading towards your rib cage. At the bottom, your elbows are basically in alignment with your rib cage, like right in the middle of your rib cage to your lower chest line. Again, if your dumbbells are too light for you and you don't have heavier dumbbells, give me a pause here. Pausing at the bottom whenever you need to make the work a bit harder. And now listen, I tend to like a pause all the time, and some exercises it's extra important. But if you've got an exercise where the weight load is challenging for you, let's say you're doing a heavier chest press there, you're gonna want to eliminate that pause if the weight is hard. Bench step ups, 12 on each leg, leading with one leg. So left up, left down, keeping your chest lifted. One of the biggest mistakes I see here, oh, it's a good one. I see this a lot. People step up, but they don't stand up. They step up, but they don't stand up. And I guarantee at least 2 of you are doing that right now. Stand up super tall, really bringing your full posture up at the top of the bench, getting your body in alignment. 12 on both legs, leading with the right, down with the right, up with the right, down with the right. The other mistake I see is people step too far back and they end up making this a forward and backward exercise. That's not the version I'm doing. I want you up and down. The point of this exercise is to strengthen your mechanics for going up and down stairs. So we want it to be up and down. Good posture, 12 reps. One more. And then we've got lying dumbbell pullover on the bench. One dumbbell on the bench or on the ground. Knees are bent, shoulders pushing towards your hips. Shoulders back and down. Shoulders back means draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Shoulders down, push them towards your hips. Lock them there, especially right here. So when that dumbbell is over your head here, it's critical to anchor your shoulder girdle towards your hips, away from your ears. You don't want your shoulders reaching way up and out. That is gonna set you up for muscle strain. It's also not really gonna hit the muscles that we're intending here. Anchor that shoulder girdle, which is also going to incorporate your core. You may have heard me say in the past, this is one of my favorite core exercises, because if you've got yourself a nice heavy dumbbell right here, your core has to counterbalance right there if you're working with a 20, 30, or 40-pound dumbbell. Great job. We got push-ups last in the circuit, and then we're gonna take a short break, and I'll show you our next circuit. Here we go. 10 to 12, depending on your strength and depending on the height of your surface. Keep those abs drawn in. Again, shoulders towards your hips. Using your breath, pushing from the chest, but your core is involved here too. And 10 to 12 should be challenging. And if it's not, you can intentionally slow down your movement. Walk it out. Grab a drink of water, turn up your tunes. Let me show you the next 6 exercises while you're resting, recovering. You're not really resting. Now, if you want to do a third circuit of those 6, go. Get started, because then you can catch up with us for the second circuit of 6 exercises. First one is my baby. This one is definitely my baby, and you know it. If you do this exercise and you master it, it's gonna change your life. Feet together, knees bent, surface behind you, bend those knees, foot back. This is a front leg exercise. We've got Bulgarian split squat. Now, if you have not mastered this yet, use your hands at the bottom here. As you get good at it, you can release your hands to your sides or use dumbbells. Dumbbells, overhead press from the standing position. Feet under your hips, knees bent, dumbbells at your shoulders, 3/4, turned, open or closed. Straight up, palms forward, 3/4, palms forward, 3/4, palms forward. It's the best way to keep your shoulders healthy. Bench, tricep dips. Hands under your booty, feet together, knees bent, straight down, straight up. Cool, squat and press. Moderate weight dumbbells, toes turned open slightly, squat and press. Squat and press. Band, upright row. You could do this with dumbbells if you want. I love it with a band. Step in, cross your handles, upright row. Shoulders down. Shoulder girdle down. Super important, okay? And then last, this one is definitely challenging. So palms are forward, feet are together, one up, one down. Swap, swap, swap for 12. You ready? Let's do this. Bulgarian split squat first. Remember, if you're still mastering this exercise, you can use your hands to stabilize at the bottom. And if you have mastered this, I invite you and encourage you to pick up some dumbbells. It's also a really good idea. I'm gonna tell you a secret on this exercise. Really good idea to start with your weaker leg forward. So if you know you've got one leg that's weaker than the other, start with that one forward. Straight down with a bit of an angle, straight up. This is a front leg exercise. So get your head in the game of that front leg. Keep your body weight over the heel. Does that not feel amazing? Probably not. This is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of other notable fitness experts would agree, this is one of the hardest exercises out there. It's a very mechanically disadvantaged exercise, and it really highlights any weaknesses that you have in your glutes and your hamstrings, which is one reason why I love it so much. Like I said at the top of the workout, if you master this, you'll master your life. For real. This is a big one. This is a big, important exercise. Square off your feet, bend those knees, other leg back. Here we go. And then just to repeat, in case you missed that memo, I really do find this exercise works better when you start with your weaker or more awkward leg forward. Generally, if you've got one leg that's weaker or just kind of, it doesn't move as well as the other leg, not as fluid, generally that's because there's a weakness there. And so because this is a unilateral exercise, I find that if you put your energy into the weaker leg first, it's easier to do that second leg because the second leg is already a little stronger. Next exercise, dumbbell overhead press. Let's go nice and heavy. As heavy as you can. Feet together, knees bent, 3/4 overhead. 3/4 overhead. Listen up. Now, if you're new to my workouts and you're saying, but Holly, my doctor told me not to do any overhead pressing. Give me that doctor's name. I'm gonna give that doctor a phone call. The truth is, how are you ever gonna grab your cinnamon off the top shelf in your kitchen if you don't take your arms overhead, right? You're designed to move your arms over your head. Now, you can do this with just your body weight. You can do this with 2-pound dumbbells. You can start light. But listen, my friend, as long as you've got good technique, we all need to be able to take our arms over our head, right? Tricep, bench, dips. Feet together, hands right under your hips, okay? Hands technically should be below your shoulders. So if you've got wider shoulders, your hands are wider. If you've got narrower shoulders, your hands are narrower. But feet together, knees bent, please. You might be over there going, but I like to do it with my legs straight. You can do that, of course. This is your bod, this is your workout. But I promise you, knees bent is more productive. It's more natural. It unlocks your pelvis so that you can get your spine in better alignment. When your spine is in better alignment, your shoulders are in better alignment. And when your shoulders are in better alignment, you get a better tricep workout. It's all about symmetry. Tummy in, chest high, 12 reps. One more, and then we've got squat and press. When you're coming from a lower position to a standing position, make sure you keep your legs moving so that you don't get dizzy. Cool. Squat and press. Feet shoulder width distance apart, maybe hips, toes turned open slightly. Knees are soft. Here we go. Full squat. Nice press. Again, if for some reason you've got some kind of limitation here, grab light dumbbells. Or if you're brand new to my workout, do it without dumbbells. You don't have to hold dumbbells if this is a hard movement for you. Or start with 2-pound dumbbells or 3-pound dumbbells. 12 reps. Now we've got upright row. Next, dumbbells or a handled resistance band. You ready? All right, let's grab that band. I love upright row with a band. Love it. Because, I'll explain. Step in, stretch your band. Make sure you got about equidistant. Equal resistance on both sides, okay? Cross, stand tall, shoulders down, elbows up. So why I really love this with a band is because at the top here, your deltoids are in a shortened position. Simultaneously, your band here is at maximal tension. And that is the golden equation for muscle change. Short muscle, maximal load of the resistance is where your muscles really change in an awesome way with very little muscle soreness. That's one of the reasons why barbell hip thrust is so popular. It's the same exact concept. It's when the muscle is in the shortened position at the top, you've got maximal load from the weight. One up, one down, alternating, supinated, bicep curl. Okay, listen up. I'm going light. I'm gonna tell you a secret, my friend. There's a lot of misunderstanding about bicep curls. If you get your body alignment perfect here, you do not need a heavy dumbbell. You really don't. This exercise, more than any, is about technique. So, knees soft, hips under your shoulders, shoulders down towards your hips, not up towards your ears. Shoulder blades drawing towards each other which is called shoulder retraction. Shoulder blades coming towards each other. If you get that down with your shoulders down and back, and then you do this, it's all biceps, and you're gonna accomplish a lot with 5-pound dumbbells. For real, you really will. And in fact, unless you're super advanced, most women, that particular exercise, alternating supinated, I like 5 pounds. I just did 5 pounds and my biceps are like warm and throbbing and pumping because every piece, every part of my body is perfectly aligned. Your feet, your lower leg, your knees, your hips impact your biceps. Short break, that's our circuit. We're gonna do one more, same 6 exercises. Bulgarian split squat, overhead press, tricep bench dips, squat and press, upright row, bicep curl. It's a new cheer. Can you repeat that? Okay. This is legs, shoulders, arms to complement the first circuit, which was legs, back, chest. That's why it's a full body strength circuit. All right, let's do it. Bulgarian split squat. If that first set was doable for you, grab yourself some moderate dumbbells. You can even hold one dumbbell at the center of your body. Feet squared off, knees bent. Leave your weaker leg in front, stronger leg in back. Here we go, 12 reps, really focusing on the front heel. Stand tall. Driving into that heel, front heel. Little bit of an angle down and back and forward. So I may say straight down, but it's actually not truly straight down. There is a bit of an angle here. Driving through that front heel, 12 reps. Same on the other side. This is ultimately a great glute exercise. I love this move because it's so good for just general strengthening and general mechanics. But if you, like me, are interested in keeping your glutes as strong as possible, which you should, this is a powerful exercise. Use your breath. Focusing on that front leg, not much on the back leg. Drive into that front heel. 2 more. And we've got dumbbell overhead press. Feet together, knees bent, legs symmetric. Dumbbells, 3/4. What that means is this. That's 3/4, okay? 3/4 open, straight up. 3/4, palms forward. I do like palms forward at the top here. Good idea to have the dumbbells travel from shoulders a little narrow so that your dumbbell ends come together above your head rather than just straight up. Bring them together. Super important. You might find it hard because it actually is. If you find it hard to bring your dumbbells together here, that's an indication that you've got a weakness in your deltoids, okay? And you might want to do this exercise with a lighter weight load so that you can bring your hands together, because this, adducting your arms in shoulder extension, is a really important movement for healthy shoulders. Bench dips, tricep bench dips, and then we've got squat and press. Hands under your hips for bench, tricep dips. Feet together, knees bent, chest up. If this is super easy for you, you can either cross one leg over or Add a rounded dumbbell at your hips so you can load this exercise by putting a dumbbell at your hips. Just remember, like bench step-ups, this is down and up. This is not forward and back. Straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. And squat and press with your dumbbells. If you're coming from a seated position, make sure, keep those legs moving. If you have a tendency to get a little dizzy when you go from low to high, lift those legs, squat and press. Heels about shoulder width distance apart, toes are turned open a little, knees soft, chest up, full squat, big press for 12. Use your breath. Tummy in. The heavier your dumbbells, the slower you're gonna move. Keep your body weight over your heels. Chest is up as much as possible. Big reach, 2 more. Your arms and shoulders are gonna feel so good after this workout. Already I can really feel my shoulders filling up and getting that nice, like, active pump. It's the best. Okay, band upright row. You can definitely do this with dumbbells if you prefer. Cross your hands over. If you're using a band, cross that band. Okay, shoulders down, knees bent, elbows high. This is one of those exercises where you actually don't want to pause at the top too much. You want to get in and get out. Get in and get out. It is a good idea to keep your shoulder girdle releasing. Release your shoulders towards your hips. Release. In fact, on this exercise, I actually push my shoulders down here. I push before I pull. Push, and you might not be able to see it on the camera, I can't tell, but really I'm driving my whole shoulder girdle downward to stretch my traps before I pull up and relax. One more. Alternating, supinated bicep curl. All right, pick your poison. 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 5 pounds. Feet together, knees bent, shoulders back, body nice and long. Alternating start. Here we go. Alternating simultaneously. This is called alternating. Supinated bicep curl. What supinated means is that your palms stay face forward, okay? Palms stay in this forward position, which is different than a hammer curl or a rotating bicep curl, okay? I love supinated positioning because it really makes that little short head of the bicep really shorten and therefore get a great load, fill up, and get that good pump. So good for making the front of your arms look awesome. Shoulders down, neck is long, 12 on each side, 24 in total, if you were unsure. And once you hit your 24, short break, walk it out and listen up. Walk it out, short break. Here's the deal. If you'd like, go ahead and do a third set of that last circuit. What we're gonna do is, after a short break, we're gonna make this full body strength circuit full body by adding some abs, which I'm really excited about. So we've got 2 ab exercises coming up. I want you to have a light set of dumbbells and then 1 dumbbell that's kind of moderate. So 5, 8, or 10 pound dumbbells. While you're resting, let me show you these 2 exercises. We're gonna superset for 2 sets each. So we got 4 sets of abs. First exercise, like I said, you're gonna want a set of light dumbbells. I'm talking 2, 3, maybe 5 pound dumbbells for one of the exercises. First exercise, you do want a moderate to heavier dumbbell. So we're starting on the floor and feet are separated, okay? Moderate dumbbell, up over your head, listen up. Your abs are gonna contract to lift your shoulders off the ground, then your arms are gonna come through to bring the dumbbell to the tops of your knees, okay? So using the strength of your abs to bring that dumbbell up to your knees. That's your first exercise. We're gonna do 20, okay? Second exercise, light dumbbells. Listen, really and truly, super important that you use light dumbbells here. I'm using 3 pound dumbbells. Hands and knees, toes are tucked. Right leg extends, left arm forward. That's why you want a light dumbbell. And then we're gonna switch. Left leg, right arm, okay? Palms stay in neutral position when you extend that arm forward. Join me on the floor, on your back. Grab your moderate, maybe heavy dumbbell, 5, 8, 10. You can anchor your feet under your couch if you want. The true test of this exercise, though, truly, is to not anchor your feet. So, dumbbell comes up over your head. Using the strength of your abs, here we go. Abs are gonna bring you up. Dumbbell comes to the top of your knees, right there. So basically, you're coming up to here, a 45-degree angle with your torso. That 45-degree angle on the torso here is the optimal angle to strengthen rectus abdominis, your main abdominal muscle. Now, if you incorporate that abdominal vacuuming that we did at the very beginning, like right here, really vacuuming your tummy in and then exhale, you're gonna get an even better contraction. Vacuum, exhale for 20. Nice and slow. This isn't momentum. You're not using that dumbbell to throw yourself up. This is strength for the abs. Your abs contract, lifting your shoulders, the dumbbell follows through. It's a very foundational, effective way to strengthen the abs beyond just doing a bunch of crunches. I personally don't think crunches super effective. You can do them. I don't believe there's any harm, but I like to treat the abs like any other muscle and really strengthen the abs, right? So this is a strength training workout, and we want to train that rectus abdominis just like any other major muscle group where we strengthen it. Hands and knees, tuck your toes under. Now, if you struggle with balance in this exercise, you can point your toes so that the tops of your feet are on the floor. That will make you a little bit more balanced. But if you are quite balanced here, tuck your toes, hands are under your shoulders, neutral, natural curvature in your spine. Right leg back, left arm forward, and switch. Left leg, right arm, 10 on each side. That's 20 in total, if you couldn't figure that one out. So here is number 4. Okay, so that's 20 leg kicks for this set. Really extending the heel back. Extend, bringing that heel back, okay? Just alternating, using the strength of the shoulder and your core. Like I said, if you struggle with balance here, go ahead and point your toes out at the bottom. That's just gonna give you a bit more of a base of support, and it just makes it a little bit more stable. But if you're stable, if you're good with this exercise, I want you to tuck your toes. It just makes it a bit harder. It's also really good for your feet, arches, ankles. Okay, and short break. Let's make this break productive. Tuck your toes under. Really tuck them under. Then what I want you to do, sit back onto your feet, putting pressure onto your toes. Two options. You can come up and sit on your toes for a great foot flexion. If this is too much for you, you're gonna use your hands and you're just gonna gently rock back and forth conservatively, bringing some of that deep flexion to the 4 feet, the 4 foot of each foot, the 4 feet, okay? And if this is uncomfortable on your toes, that's a flag that this would be a great exercise for you to incorporate every day, multiple times during the week. And you've got control of how much pressure you're bringing to your feet here. So if this is intense, just use your hands to temper that intensity on the toes. Like I said, the more uncomfortable that is, the more you really need to be doing it if you want to avoid foot problems in the future. All right, one more set of each, and then we're gonna wrap this workout up. So on your back, feet on the floor, knees bent. Grab your moderate or heavier dumbbell if you'd like, up over your head. Reach up over your head. Exhale as you come up, dumbbell right to the top of the knees, and we've got 20. Again, I just can't stress enough the idea that this is really more of a strength exercise. This isn't about super fast repetitions here. In fact, if you know me, many of my exercises that I choose in all my workouts come from my work with physical therapists. So a lot of my exercises were taken from injury rehab and prevention from the very physical therapists that work with some uber famous Olympic athletes. And this is one of those exercises. So I strained my back doing deadlifts with a flat back. And this was one of my rehab exercises after pulling and injuring my back doing deadlifts wrong. And it's just a great exercise. I've kept it ever since because I'm not a huge fan of ab exercises in general. And so I do pick the exercises that I feel are the most productive, and that's basically like a strength training exercise for your abs. Okay, here we go. Quadruped. Some people call it Superman. I think there's some other names for this, but I really like it with toes tucked under. Okay, one leg first, opposite arm forward, 10 on each side. Really extend that leg back. I'd love it if you could get that back leg parallel with the ground, or maybe even a little bit higher. And the whole goal is to really squeeze and contract your glute of that leg that's kicking back. Glute, okay? Really kick it back. Squeeze that glute, super duper lengthening. Abs drawing in, 10 on each side. Draw those abs in, getting a little bit of that abdominal vacuuming if you can. Extend, really press, heel back, okay? Both the leg and the upper body are active here. Extend. You're also probably gonna notice one side is much better than the other side. Totally normal. One more. and relax. From here, get rid of your dumbbells, hands on the ground, point your toes. Let's roll the spine, chin to chest, and then open. Looking forward, letting your tummy drop to the floor. Natural neutral arch in your lower back. One more, rounding and opening. And relax and sit back. Comfortable position. Deep inhale up. Exhale it out. Relax that tension. One more time, big inhale. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you next time. If you want to join us live with my friends off camera here, come on over to hollyperkins.com/free workout. You can sign up to join us on a Saturday for a free live workout. I'll see you then. Have a great day.